Am I doing well? Am I doing well?
Come on, you're a pro, dude.
Okay. I was about to freak out. I was just fake.
You're a pro. You're a pro. Why are you trying to act like you're not?
You know, oh my God. But it's good that you're on the show today.
Thank you.
Before we get to dive into our whole interview, you are a foodie. You love preparing your own food.
Yes.
You've got so many reels around that. You put out posts and everything like that. Tell us how you got into that as a gentleman who is cooking cuisine type food, and you don't even work in a restaurant.
I just love food, man. I love good food. I'm a foodie. My interests are very narrow. I mean, I'm not like a sport person. I don't have a favorite team. I don't watch soccer. So my interests are mainly movies and the art of cinema and food, borderline that. So I think cooking is an art form. I take it as an art form. So I never cook one thing the same, twice.
Yeah.
For me, I take it as an art form. So it's something that's therapeutic to me as well.
Why not open a restaurant then?
I don't know. We'll see.
Nason.
We'll see. We'll see.
Please, if you ever want to call it the Nason, call me.
I'll call you for the rights.
Copyright. But let's get into it. Now, early on in music, the early 2010s, 2012, you started out, released Fine Boy, and you know it was a bang. By everybody I mean me. We was dancing and everything like that. How would you describe your music transition from Fine Boy all the way to Mutima 2023?
Wow, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, and it's been a beautiful journey. I'm such a fan of growth, and I mean, looking back, it's weird you even mentioned Fine Boy. Most people usually mention Chikondi and stuff, but yeah, that was the same era basically. I'd released Chikondi, and then I released Fine Boy. I think it was my second single. But for me, music has always been spiritual, it's always had a spiritual aspect to it for me, and so everything I release always comes from a deep place in me, always comes from a place of truth. And I think for me it's about growth, really. It's about growth. Everything I release is a reflection of what headspace and what spiritual space I'm in at the time, so it's been beautiful. Yeah.
Would it be weird if I said I still know all the lyrics to your song Fine Boy? And if I were to ask you, what am I?
Really?
What are we putting on the table?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see how far you can go. Let's see how far you can go. Let's go.
Fine Boy.
Yeah.
Now you they call me.
Yeah.
But I know be fine cause I'm rocking on a money.
Yeah.
Nah. I'm fine cause I'm godly. So I stay
standing. Trooper in the army.
God's army. The King's army.
Okay,
Do I
okay.
entertain the flesh? Hardly. Then you laugh.
Nice.
What am I getting? What's on the plate?
Well, I don't know. Let me talk to my manager. Maybe she can get you some airtime.
Yeah. That sounds good. But getting down to your music, it boasts of so much creativity, from the lyricism to the videos and everything in that light. What is the thing that has kept you consistent all the way from the start up to 2023 with this uniqueness that you have as an artist?
Wow, beautiful question. For me, I think what always keeps me grounded and keeps me consistent is it's definitely my faith. And that's always the mirror that I use to reflect my creativity. Anything that I find creative, I kind of like use my faith as a mirror to reflect how I can deliver this. How can I deliver this based on what I feel and what my beliefs are, So my faith is definitely my grounding point.
Now, let's talk about the fact that, for lack of a better term, if I could say it like that, you've always been like kind of experimental and orthodox with the type of music that you put out. And I say this coming from point of, you released Crazy For You, and then you went into Somebody's Prayer, you did You, Kodala, Rooting For You, and so many others that followed after. Get us in your creative space as Tio the Creative.
Wow, getting you into my creative space, that's I don't know if people can handle my creative space.
We're ready.
But I think for me, I like to open myself up. I like to be deliberately vulnerable, because I've always not subscribed to the typical status quo of what masculinity is, according to what society finds as, this is what masculinity is supposed to be. But I think for me, I've always had a balance of energies. I'm very in touch with my emotional side. I'm very in touch with my vulnerable side. And I don't think strength or being strong is not you know, exhibiting emotions. For me, I don't find that as strength. So for me, my creative space is definitely just being vulnerable, just being open and vulnerable with yourself, and then let that creative work flow through that vulnerability.
Now, throughout the years, we've seen a huge number of hairstyle changes.
Yeah.
From the weave to the little baby dreads,
Yeah.
the fade.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. What goes on in your mind when you're about to do a new hairstyle?
It's so weird how it's so weird how my hair kind of became the topic of conversation in the country, you know, because for me, I just wake up and I'm bored with what I have, so I just need to change. I easily get bored. I easily get bored with like looks and stuff. So for me, it's just a way of keeping my life interesting. I like nice things. I like to feel like I'm looking nice, and when I get bored, it's like, oh, this is not working anymore. So for me, there's nothing deep about it. There's nothing deep about my hairstyles. Like, it's
maybe
just
poetic. You know, maybe it is poetic.
No. I just like things.
All right, awesome. Yeah. Now, you currently have one of the biggest songs in the country, Mutima.
Thank you.
And it's a beautiful song. The day that you sent me the pre-listen link,
yeah,
I played it until the artist begged for water.
Yes. I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful. You are one of the first people, you know, to actually just like root for the song even before anybody heard it.
Yeah.
I think we sent out like pre-listening links to people and whatnot, and I'd say I think you were the most hype about it. So thank you.
I went crazy. My status, my Facebook, and everywhere. And it's genuinely a beautiful song.
Thank you.
And you're no stranger to being like at the top of the charts for your music. Chikondi, Fine Boy, you name it. You've been there. But what does this feat mean for you now? It's 2023, seeing the growth that you have attained and the lyricism level that you're currently at. What does this feat mean for you?
I think one thing I've always, you know, one thing I've always said is, like, for me, what my mantra is pretty much gratitude. Like, for me, it's just gratitude. Whether things go expected or as expected or not as expected, for me, I'm always trying to be in a place of gratitude. So I'm really grateful for this because for me, I create for myself. You know, if I find the work beautiful, if I find the work fulfilling, I put it out for the rest of the world to share what I'm feeling. You know, so whether or not the world responds doesn't really affect how I feel about my work. You know, because for me, my fulfillment comes from creating it and knowing that it's good enough to put out into the world. But like when you see the world actually respond in a positive light and in a light that, you know, reflects the kind of space you were in when creating that piece of art, it's really humbling, man. It's surreal, and it's such a beautiful feeling.
Now, allow me to allow you to get in my headspace. The moment that I first heard Mutima, and the first lines were "Vena basakela nyali kwekuchokela zuva," and so on and so forth. Kwekuchokela mfinzi, I beg your pardon. And I heard and I remembered. Okay, so you put out those iconic lines in Kwedu. Is Mutima in any way linked to Kwatu? In any way, or maybe it's part two that we never actually saw coming, or maybe I'm overthinking this.
Yes and no. Maybe you could say they're in the same cinematic universe, you know. And so TCU. that line is basically just an Easter egg for people that have been my fans, because that song I didn't release it like mainstream. It's just a song that I kind of like put out years ago, and it went, you know, people downloaded it, and people that are fans of my work became fans of the song. So I just put that line in there for my fans, like people that have known my music since then. I mean, people that are only hearing that now don't know where it's coming from, but people like you do, you know. So that's definitely an Easter egg.
All right, awesome. Now, you have previously worked with Pompey, with Abo Chungu, with Mag 44, and the Lotta House, and you guys put out amazing music time and again. And is there possibilities of the unspoken, or in the unspoken future, that we might see an Avengers reunion of the four of you putting out music together?
Anything's possible, man. Anything's possible. I was just talking to Mag 44 just 2 days ago. He called me for something, and like for us, even when we don't see each other in like months or something, but like whenever we link, it's a vibe. So the creative energy and the creative auras are always just like in sync, kind of. So anything can happen. Anything's possible, man. Anything's possible.
Awesome. Now, before we let you go, you've traveled extensively. I mentioned this as I started. You've traveled extensively. You've been in multiple shows on your own and also with your cousin Sampa as well as Mwanje. You guys put out Never Forget. We've never forgotten. Ever since it came out, it was in the MCU. It is in the MCU. And it's making so much noise. But away from just touring with her and so on and so forth, is there possibilities of a Tio Nason? Are there possibilities of a Tio Nason tour?
I think definitely yes. I wouldn't want to go too much into detail, but
no, feel free. It's a safe space.
Are you trying to get me sued? Why are you like this?
It's a safe space. Feel free. It's not a safe space.
Not a safe space. But yeah, I would say definitely there is definitely a possibility because it's inevitable because I'm putting out more work. So there's more work that needs to be put out. I mean, people are crying for another release, which I'm about to give them. So
yes.
there's definitely that possibility.
All right, and finally, the dance challenge had people crazy. How did that make you feel the moment that you were just all up in that room and you're like, okay, let's do this and let's go? Now people are everywhere in Zambia and the rest of the world are doing the dance.
Like I said, going back to creating something for myself and then wanting to share that with my fans. With my fans. I mean, there's. Unfortunately, I'm able to tell like people that are my fans and then people that are just like, hey, it's because it's the hype thing. It's the hype thing that's going on. So yeah, but like people that are my fans or fans of my work, those people are beautiful, man. And so for me, it's because I'm generally an introvert. You know, I'm never out there. I'm rarely going live. I'm rarely, standing in front of the camera and saying something. But then I figured, you know what, like. My people needs to hear from me. My people need to see me. So that was just definitely for the people that are fans of my work. I figured, hey, let me give you something to enjoy this song too. So yeah.
All right, we definitely did enjoy, and we hope the next project.
Yes.
I don't think it'll be bigger than Mutima. That's in my Mutima. That's in my Mutima. But
who knows?
There've been times when I thought like, okay,
but look, you can't compare Vimbombo and Beans.
Oh my gosh.
To let's say chocolate and yogurt.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're both different. They're nice. They're both nice, but they're different.
I feel like that's an invite for Mulenga and myself to come to your house where you're going to be cooking for us, is it?
Definitely.
On live TV, please record that bit. We're going to Tio's house for dinner.
We are?
Wow.
No, we are.
We just made it.
No, we are. I'll have to send you the location.
Yeah. Please, that would be good. But thank you very much for joining us today on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
It's been an honor, and I'm looking forward to more.
Thank you. Great questions.
Thanks
for not asking me. So tell us, who is Tio?
Who is Tio Nason in 3 words? But we're going to leave you with sounds of Tio Nason's latest song, Mutima, a beautiful piece of work. We hope you enjoy this one. Stay tuned to the Upville Squad.